Hello my lovely people, I hope you're well. In today's video I'm going to show you how I make my gorgeous vegetable rice. And welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Thompson and I'm a food and childcare entrepreneur. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. In my videos you'll find lots of relevant tips and topics on family and lifestyle and some fabulous recipes for the whole family. So please like and subscribe, and if you already subscribed to my channel, thank you. So my vegetable rice is full of flavour and has a variety of vegetables. It is so tasty you can eat it on its own. So let me show you how I cook it. The first thing we're going to do is to wash the rice, and I've used 3 cups of rice. And this is white rice, and the one that I prefer to use is the Golden Cellar basmati rice, and I don't have a favourite brand. Sometimes I use the Duns River brand, sometimes I use Tilda, it doesn't really matter. And the reason why I like the Golden Cellar is because it's very difficult to overcook it, and it's quite sort of, it doesn't cook too quickly. So sometimes you can have a basmati rice that cooks really quickly, and if you're not confident with cooking rice from scratch, you can overcook it. And the one thing we do not want to do is to overcook the rice. If it's too soft, it will just become too soggy and it will ruin it. So the best thing is to keep the temperature low and make sure the water covers the rice completely. So let's wash the rice first. So I usually wash it a couple of times. The second time the water is not usually as cloudy. Okay, we're now going to put this in the pot to boil. Right, so this is our pot of boiling water, and I'm going to add some salt. And we've got our washed rice here, so I'll pour that in. So I've covered this and I'm going to leave it to cook for about 10 minutes, but I will check it in between because I do not want it to overcook. So to make the mixture for the vegetable rice, the first thing I'm going to do is to wash my black eye beans and put them to cook with some onions. So I've put 1 whole tablespoon of coconut oil, but you can use vegetable oil or rapeseed oil as well, and that's melted. And I'm now going to add my black eye beans, and I do prefer to wash my black eye beans because I think sometimes when they're sitting in the can for such a long time and you drain the water out and you put them directly in your food, it just leaves a really funny taste. So I always recommend that you wash the beans and wash them more than once. I'm going to put a handful of chopped onions. I'm going to add the black eye beans. So we're going to add a lot more vegetables in here, but we need the beans to cook a bit more. So I've covered the black eyed beans and I'm going to let it simmer for about 5 minutes. So here we have our rice. You see that beautiful fine grained, and it's not too mushy, and sometimes it's best to add more water than you need. So I'm just going to drain this now. And when you're making the vegetable rice, you really want the rice to be dry. You don't want it too wet because it's going to be really soggy. So I'm going to leave this to sit for about 20 minutes before I start mixing the vegetables in. It's time to add the rest of the ingredients. And the first thing I'm going to add is some carrots, and that's 1 whole grated carrot. It's quite a big one. Mix that in. I'm just going to add a bit more coconut oil. And now I'm going to add 1/4 of a grated courgette. Okay, so on here we have mushrooms, some onions, red peppers, yellow peppers, a whole clove of garlic. I've grated that, and I've got a piece of ginger here. I'm going to grate some of it, not all of it, but I'm going to grate some of it in the mixture as well. I'm just going to grate some of that ginger. I would say the equivalent of 1/2 teaspoon, just a really, not really, pea-sized amount, so about that. So what we're aiming for here is for this mixture to cook quite soft, but not overly soft, because you still want a slight crunch when you're eating the vegetable rice. So I've turned the temperature up because I want it to fry a bit more. It's very low at the moment. And now we're going to add my golden herb, which is parsley. I love parsley. And I've got some chopped celery. Okay. So now we're going to add some butter, and I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of butter. Fairly big ones. And now it's time to add some dry herbs. So we've got basil, some oregano, some thyme, and we're just going to mix this through. So you can see the vegetables are starting to soften now. Okay, we're going to add some garlic herb seasoning. Just a dash of it, not too much. And pepper. Salt, but not too much. I'm using Himalaya salt, which is not as salty as your regular salt, I don't think. But when you use this, you don't have a lot coming out all at once. And we're now going to add some all-purpose seasoning. So that's this one. And I'm going to put 2 big teaspoons of this. I'm also going to put some vegetable seasoning, and that's also 2 teaspoons. And the last thing we're going to add is some soy sauce. I'm just going to put some of that in. Right, so we're just going to cover this now and allow it to simmer for about 5 minutes. So that's our rice, and you can see that it's strained really well. It's really loose and it's not sticking together. So we're now going to mix this with the vegetable. Just going to add some olive oil. I would say the equivalent of maybe 2 tablespoons. And again, you don't have to use olive oil, you can always use your vegetable oil. And I always prefer to add the rice to the mixture rather than the mixture to the rice. So and I tend to do it in bits, so we'll mix this bit in first. And this vegetable rice will go with lots of things, such as fish or fried chicken or prawns. Okay, so that's mixed in really well. So I'm going to add a bit more rice. I don't think we'll actually use all of the rice up. Okay, so this is mixed in really well. It's evenly distributed, and I'm going to taste it to make sure it tastes how we want it to taste. Fantastic, that tastes really well. Really, really lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. Just look at that. So that's it. Our vegetable fried rice. So my vegetable rice is complete. I'm just going to sprinkle my favourite herb on top. I'm just going to taste this rice. I love the taste of the black-eyed beans in it. And you can taste all the flavours, the onions, the ginger, the garlic. It's just really, really lovely. So please give it a try. Try out my recipe and connect with me down below and let me know what you think. And if you have a different recipe for your vegetable rice, I would really love to hear from you. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my other socials. And please check out my other videos on food, family and lifestyle. Thank you for watching. See you next time.